Hello everyone, welcome to Tesla Live to Learn. In previous lecture, I have discussed about working principle of a DC generator. In this video, I am going to discuss about construction of a DC machine. The construction of both DC generator and DC motor is same. The only difference is input given. If input is electrical energy, it acts as motor. If input is mechanical energy, it acts as generator. The important parts of DC machine are yoke, poles, armature and commutator and brushes. Let us see what are all the different functions of these parts. Let's start with yoke. Yoke is the outermost part of the DC machine. Number 1 indicates yoke. In this diagram, I have given numbers. According to that, I have written the names. Number 1 indicates yoke. Yoke is the outermost part of the DC machine. It is made up of cast steel and it protects the remaining parts of the DC machine. And there is one more function of yoke. The main function of yoke is to provide return path to magnetic flux lines. This is the return path to magnetic flux lines. From this north pole, flux lines are coming out of the poles and it goes into the south poles. And inside this magnetic circuit, flux lines pass through this yoke and it goes to north pole. It provides return path to the magnetic flux lines. So it is also called as magnetic frame. The another name of yoke is magnetic frame. So those two are important functions of yoke. It provides return path to magnetic flux lines and it protects entire machine. Okay. Next, poles. Poles gives accommodation to the field winding. There are two parts of poles. One is pole core and second one is pole shoe. This is pole core and this one is pole shoe. Pole core accommodates field winding and this pole acts as electromagnet when its field winding gets excited. Okay. The main function of pole core is to accommodate field winding and the function of pole shoe is to distribute magnetic flux uniformly inside the air gap. What are all the functions of pole? A. Field winding accommodation and function of pole shoe is uniform flux distribution in air gap. Because of this uniform flux distribution, the waveform will become flat topped waveform instead of sinusoidal waveform. Okay, due to this uniform flux distribution through air gap, the waveform will become flat topped or trapezoidal one instead of sinusoidal waveform, which is preferred actually because the average value of trapezoidal or flat topped waveform is more than that of sinusoidal waveform. So there will be maximum output value. Flat topped waveform is preferred over sinusoidal waveform and pole shoe is designed in such a way that it covers 70% of pole pitch. You can ask what is pole pitch. Suppose let us consider this is a diameter of this entire machine. This part is called pole pitch, and this one is called pole arc. The ratio of pole arc to pole pitch is 0.7 in most of the machines. Okay, pole arc by pole pitch ratio is 0.7 in most of the machines. Okay, once again, poles accommodate field winding, and these poles act as electromagnets when its field winding gets excited. And there are two parts of poles, one is pole core and pole shoe. Pole core accommodates field winding. Pole shoe distribute magnetic flux uniformly inside the air gap, and the use of this uniform magnetic flux distribution is the waveform will become flat topped one, which is preferred because the output value average is more than that of sinusoidal waveform. Next one is armature. This one is called armature. This armature accommodates conductors, and which are these dots which are green in color are conductors which are placed in armature slots. Slot is nothing but it is just a room for conductor. It gives mechanical support to the conductors. Okay, armature is made up of silicon steel, and it is also provides low reluctance path to magnetic flux to pass through. Okay, air gap has maximum reluctance and armature provides low reluctance path to magnetic flux lines to pass through, and it accommodates conductors. And these slots are laminated to avoid eddy current losses. We'll see what is eddy current loss in further lectures. Because of generated EMF is AC, due to that eddy current losses will be there. To avoid that losses, these laminated slots are used. Okay, and next thing is commutator. Commutator is very important part of this entire DC machine. Okay, commutator in DC generator, commutator behaves like mechanical rectifier. It converts generated AC into unidirectional current. Okay, the main function of commutator is to convert generated AC value to unidirectional current by reversing the direction of current. And final thing is brush. These are all brushes. Brushes collects the current from commutator, and this is commutator. This commutator is divided into several segments, and the number of commutator segments are equal to number of coils in the machine. A pair of conductors is called coil. Pair of conductors is called coil, and the number of coils is equal to number of commutator segments, and these commutator segments are laminated with mica. Okay, to avoid losses, and these commutator segments are equal to number of coils. Okay, and the number of brushes are equal to number of parallel paths in the winding. Okay, if it is lap winding, the number of parallel paths are equal to number of poles. There are two types of winding in DC machine. One is lap winding. These two are armature windings, and second one is wave winding. Number of parallel paths in lap winding is equal to number of poles, which is equal to number of brushes in lap winding. If it is wave winding, number of parallel paths are equal to 2, which is equal to number of brushes. The number of brushes is depend on the type of armature winding. If it is lap winding, the number of brushes are equal to number of poles, which is equal to number of parallel paths, obviously. If it is wave winding, number of brushes are equal to 2, which is also equal to number of parallel paths in wave winding. The difference between lap winding and wave winding is end connections at the commutator segments. Suppose let us consider these two are poles and this is stretched commutator linearly. This is called lap winding. Suppose if winding is just like this, it is called wave winding. If winding is like this, it is called lap winding. The end connections of lap winding and wave winding is different at the commutator segments. Okay, based on that, this can be called as lap winding and wave winding. The number of parallel paths in lap winding are equal to number of poles, and number of parallel paths in wave winding are equal to number of parallel paths in wave winding are equal to 2. These are all very important points. And brushes collects current from commutator segments. So this is output and this one is field winding excitation terminals. So this is entire DC machine: yoke, poles, armature, commutator and brushes. So this is field winding and this is output, field winding excitation, return path to the magnetic flux, armature slots. These are all armature conductors. The slots provides mechanical support to the conductors and slots are laminated to avoid eddy current losses, and commutator segments also laminated to avoid losses. Okay, the main important role of commutator is to convert generated AC value to unidirectional value by reversing the direction of the current. We'll see commutation process later. So this is the important points in construction of a DC machine. I hope you like this video. If you learn any new things in this video, please mention in comment section. I would like to know. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to Tesla Live to Learn. Keep watching for more and more videos. Thank you.